Hi everyone, it's Evan again. Okay, so I finished reading your discussions, and you're getting a great handle on what we're studying in this class about developmentally appropriate. And that's important because we are focusing on those topics throughout this book, throughout this semester. And we will always be asking, what is developmentally appropriate? Whether it's for birth through death, everyone has different developmental needs. Everyone has different developmental abilities, and so we base decisions on those needs. So that's what we're talking about. Someone who has disabilities, whether they're physical or cognitive disabilities, will have different needs than someone who doesn't. And so we need to make sure that we're adapting for those and not having a one-size-fits-all curriculum for everybody. I know it's easier to grade papers that way, and a lot of people talk about standards as if it's that cut and dry. They say, here's the standard, and we all must teach to it. But I challenge that because I think about what would happen if Michael Jordan and I were in the same PE class, and our teacher said, here's your basket, you must get 10 free throws by the end of the day, and you have to stand here. Well, for me, that's a lot of work, and for him, it's too easy. So neither one of us really learn, because it might even be out of my developmental ability to be standing there and having that as the same expectation. Mine might be one free throw by the end of the day, but we're still growing. I think that's what we need to look at, is this kind of a growth mindset. The other thing that we talked about is being intentional. Many people think that early childhood education is about playing and just setting up learning centers and sitting back and letting the children do whatever they want. Well, we always talk about that the children are the curriculum. We want to help them grow, but it isn't just in a vacuum. We have ideas of where we want them to be, what we want them to do. And so that's the intentional part. We're setting those goals for them as we're helping them, as we scaffold their learning, as we support what it is that they're interested in. So be mindful of that. That intentional teaching is an important part of what we do. Widen the lens. Some of you didn't quite understand what that meant. So take a look again on page 87 and 88. And the story of Mrs. Grantham is a good one, because what we're doing is thinking of the camera, they say, and that we want a wider view of our picture. And so parents and us want the same thing for their kids. So the example of the parents who are saying, my kid's not doing anything in your preschool, I never see any worksheets. Well, that's not our philosophy. We don't believe in shut-up sheets, as I call them. But we have to look deeper than that. Instead of saying, well, they just don't understand early childhood education or pedagogy, we have to say, well, what is it they're really saying? Well, they're saying they want the same thing as us. They want to know that their children are succeeding. So then our job is to communicate that, maybe through letters or video clips or talking to the parents when they pick up their kids. That's important that they see that their child is learning. And that we get to that place of understanding through the widening of the lens, of looking at the bigger picture. So then I also asked you, what about the role of play? So here's that important part, and I wanted to hear your reaction to the video too. That's what I was looking for. The role of play, it is not just a time filler. There are many things that are going on, and some of you talked about that. They're learning self-regulation. They're learning how to inhibit and initiate actions. Inhibit means to hold back. Initiate means to start. Inhibiting, when they're angry and they want to throw something or they want to hit someone, they stop that behavior. Initiating, when something is hard and they don't know how to go about it, they tackle that task. Those are important self-regulation skills that this chapter is talking about. Alrighty, have a great week, and I look forward to our discussions next week. And please call me anytime if you have any questions, or post the questions in here and we can talk about them too. Bye-bye.